so, it seemed they had more turnovers and they were missing some open shots, without Sedona out there.
Yeah, obviously I can't speak for them, but sometimes with good intentions, you feel you want to make plays because you're trying to help and you're pressing too hard and you're forcing stuff with good intentions. And I think in the third quarter we settled down and played some good basketball in that third quarter. But that first half we were all out of sorts, not surprised. And credit Oklahoma State for playing a good basketball game. But I thought we played a really good third quarter. I thought we were out of sorts in the first half. In the fourth quarter, you're kind of in scramble mode trying to find a way to catch up.
Well, yeah, in that fourth quarter, kept cutting the lead to 5 points, somewhere in that range, just can never quite tie it. What do you think kind of just contributed to just not quite being able to get there?
Yeah, a lot. I mean, you don't have a low post scoring threat, and trying to figure out our defensive system. There's just a whole bunch of variables, and on a day and a half prep, it's really hard to uproot your entire style of play. So I'm just really proud that the kids played their heart out and competed and tried to find a way to win, but we just couldn't get it done tonight.
Well, and Deja, she came in, looked like she played some pretty good defense. She had that and one there in the fourth quarter. Just talk about the way that she kind of stepped up tonight.
So proud of Deja. She hasn't had a very big role in her TCU career. This is her third year here, and so to her credit, she has stayed in shape. She has worked hard. She has been preparing, so if her number gets called, she's ready to contribute. And so beyond proud of Deja. Beyond proud of how hard she competed. And Deja doesn't need to try to be Sedona. So Deja needs to be the best version of Deja. And so we're going to invest in her and help her grow and develop. And tonight, I mean, she started her first time in a Big 12 game. And so we have a great group of kids that are going to work hard to figure this thing out. And obviously we weren't good enough today.
15 turnovers today, 19 against Baylor. What do you think's kind of led to that turnover bug these past two games?
Yeah, I can speak on today. Just again, you're trying to figure out how to play. I mean, we had a center that we pumped the ball into and played through, and now that's removed, and so everybody's trying to figure out how to make plays. And then at Baylor, you guys, for the people that weren't, that was just an unbelievable basketball environment. 6,000 people, incredible crowd against a really good basketball team. And you have to be so dialed in and drum tight. And so we are loose to their credit. And they pressure and force a lot of turnovers. So those last two games are uncharacteristic of our DNA. But it makes sense why we had some turnovers more than usual last two games.
Speaking of Baylor, do you have a response to Coach Nikki Colum's comments on a radio station after the game, saying that your squad was showboating and taking personal shots at her Bears, that y'all kind of poked the bear before the game?
No, you guys, I just pour myself into our team and our program, and I try to coach our group as best I can. And they have a really good program, and they've been really good for a long time. And I don't spend any time or energy focusing on another team or another coach. I spend all my time and energy on our program, and I don't really even know what you're referencing. But yeah, I'm not aware, and I don't know. I know I haven't said anything unprofessional, nor will I. And so, yeah, that's all I have for that.
This is kind of the first time the team's really faced adversity this season.
Yep.
2 losses, like you had talked about, losing to Sedona. How do you kind of help the team get back on track? Like, what's that approach now?
Yeah, great question. You guys, this is year one of inheriting a team that went 1-17 a year ago in the Big 12 and won eight games on the year, and we're 14-2. Adversity is going to hit in life, in basketball. It's coming. You don't know when it's going to come. And you can't build a program in one off season. It typically takes years to do what this group has already accomplished, to get a program going in the right direction. Ideally, we could have skated through the season with no injuries, and I think we have one of the better teams in college basketball if everybody's healthy. I think that group had been proving it, and we didn't. We got the injury bug got us. But part of building a program is creating depth, creating a culture that can withstand adversity. And those things, there's no quick fix to that. You got to be in the battles together. You got to walk through the adversity together. You got to navigate all those things. And this is part of it. This is part of it. And we had this thing rocking and rolling. Before the season started, I knew depth was an issue. And so we're going to get this thing built right. I know we have a great group of kids that are going to compete each night and battle for each other. But I'm not chasing a certain amount of wins, or you're just trying to max out the talent that group on the court has. And our first year at Sacramento State, we went 14-16. You took over a 3-win team, and you went for it. That group gave us everything they got, and that is a successful year. And so this group got off to a fantastic start. We got dealt a tough blow. This group fought tonight. We didn't have enough to win tonight. But we're going to max out our teams, our programs. We're going to max out the talent that we have. However many wins that ends up being, it is. But we are going, this year, it's all about laying a foundation for years to come and establish a culture for years to come and create an identity for years to come. And so we're going to keep chipping away at this thing.
Is this where the next couple of weeks you'll really lean on your veteran leadership in Jaden and Agnes?
Yeah. And even Sedona still is just an incredible leader, even though she's not going to be on the court right now. But Agnes and Madison and Jaden and Sedona are these old veterans that are great leaders for us. And they've been through these battles and the highs and lows of college basketball. It shows you how fragile winning is, how fragile at this level winning is. And I mean, you're talking one injury changes historic season on one play, on one pass. And so you guys, this is all part of it. When you win, be graceful, and when you lose, be graceful. And it teaches young people you got to handle adversity right. And so we will. We're going to keep working. But we came here to build a program. We didn't come here to just win this year. We can't do this thing right and build something for years to come.
You know, kind of back to the game. How hard is it for Madison now that Sedona's not there, that the teams are really going to be keying in and crashing 2-3 defenders on her every time she touches the ball?
Yeah. I mean, this year is all about growth for Madison, and a lot of kids on our team this year is about growth. Again, Madison is a kid that's never been in this role, where she's the #1 kid on the scouting report of your opponent, where she gets every single night the other team's best defender. And it's night after night, and you have to still deliver. She's done one heck of a job doing it so far, but this is all new to her. But that's the story of our team, is growth. And Sedona had not been put in this role in what she did. And Agnes had not been in this role before. And so we have a whole roster full of these kids. And this team and this program, it's about growth and development. And so Madison's doing an unbelievable job. I'm so proud of her. She has a competitive spirit. We're 16 games in? That kid has brought it every single night. And that doesn't mean she's plays amazing, but her competitive spirit, her motor, her toughness, she leaves everything she's got on the court every time she stepped on the court. And that's what makes Madison special.
You think going through this, with teams keying in on her will serve her well going into next year, and then if she has WNBA aspirations?
Absolutely. It's what attracted a lot of these players to come here. Where we're at as a program, there was a huge opportunity to come and have a huge role. And there was a lot of playing time that was available if they earned it. And so Madison, I mean, what she's going to do this year and build upon next year, it's going to be a fun evolution to watch her grow and develop. She is one of the best players in college basketball, and she's still figuring this thing out. She has a high ceiling that she hasn't tapped into yet.
You know, speaking of the WNBA, former TCU head coach was named general manager of the LA Sparks. Do you think that both shines well on this program to have that kind of WNBA TCU connection furthered?
For sure. I don't know Reagan personally very well. I know she's highly thought of and is a great person. And so it's really cool as a program that she got the opportunity to go to the WNBA. There's only 12 teams. And so those jobs are hard to get in any capacity, whether you're on a coaching staff. I think she's in the general manager role. And so happy for her in her career and her evolution. And I think it's really cool that, like you said, I think it bodes well about our school, our department, our women's basketball program.
Anything else for Coach?
I'm good.
All right, thanks everyone.
Guys, thank you for coming. Appreciate the support.
Thank you.
All right, thanks everyone again. We have Jaden Owens and Madison Connor following tonight's game against Oklahoma State. Questions in the room for these two?
For both of y'all, with the Sedona news, obviously y'all knew beforehand, but the first half was kind of sloppy with turnovers and missed shots. Do y'all feel like y'all were pressing, trying to do maybe a little too much there to start the game?
I think we were just trying to get in the hang of it. Second game technically without her from preseason as well, so I think just trying to get back in the groove of getting used to not playing with her.
Yeah, I'd agree. I feel like obviously the style of play has to be different, so they guard differently, not having that big of a post presence down low. So I mean, I feel like of course you're gonna have a little bit of a rough start.
Madison, for you, teams are starting to kind of double team and triple team, kind of focus on you. Does that change kind of your approach on offense, or how has that affected what you're doing out there?
I don't feel like it affects my approach at all. I'm gonna do me, and if it's not like open for me, I'm gonna find my teammates. So kind of just getting a better feel for that. I mean, obviously at Arizona, I didn't have as much of attention drawn to me, so kind of just getting used to that and being able to make the right plays over and over again.
For both of y'all, this is kind of the first bit of adversity y'all faced this season. You know, what's the message to the team to, you know, get through this adversity?
Simply just staying together. It's a long road. You could start the season or conference 0-2 and still finish at the top, or however it wants to go. Just staying together and knowing it's going to be ups and downs.
Yeah, I'd say the same thing. I mean, every team goes through adversity throughout the season, and Big 12 is a great conference, so you have game after game where every team's bringing it. So just stay together and control what we can control.
With the game with Oklahoma State, was there anything that they were doing that you felt like frustrated you guys, or was it just trying to get used to playing a little bit different, you felt like?
I think it was us, not really them, just getting used to playing a different game.
You know, Jaden, for you, with Sedona out, do you feel a sense of, like you and Agnes feel a sense to step up and be even more of a leader with the squad going forward?
Yeah, I mean, we lost a major part to our team, but not feeling like we have to press, just knowing that there's, what does he say, like less room for error, just being consistent and stepping up in whatever way the team needs.
Deja started, played in place of Sedona. Talk about the way she played tonight. She had that big and one in the fourth quarter. Just talk a little about her game.
Yeah, I feel like Deja does a great job. This is kind of like her freshman season, really. Like, she really didn't play that much, didn't get that much opportunity. So she's just trying to figure it out, and we're all 10 toes behind her. She works extremely hard. She does what she has to do. So I feel like some jitters for her, obviously. But she has a big role to fill, and I feel like we all have confidence in her to do that. And it's just going to take some time, obviously, for her to kind of just understand that she is a large part of this team now.
Jaden, for you, after the game, the Baylor game, Baylor's coach Nikki Colum said that y'all were taking personal shots and that they took that personally, that y'all poked a bear. Do you have any response to that?
I have no clue what she's talking about, and that's kind of the least of my concerns. I'm focused on us as a team.
And then last from me, y'all had a lengthy team meeting. What was kind of the message coming out of that meeting?
Just basically, we're going through adversity. How are we going to respond? Are we going to stay together? Just having trust in each other.
Yeah, same thing.
Anything else for these two? All right, thanks everyone. We'll see you in Kansas State.